Hey everyone, Brian from Three Geeky Dads here. Before we begin tonight's episode, I just want everyone to know that we are now sponsored by Audible. As an IT professional for a school department, I find myself behind the wheel of my car traveling between schools almost all day long, and that's where Audible comes in. Right now, I'm enjoying listening to Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, read by Stephen Fry. It's so enjoyable to hear this hilarious audiobook read by a proper British comic actor. And that's just scratching the surface. Audible is the leading provider of spoken word content, with everything from bestsellers, celebrity memoirs, and news to podcasts. Yes, if you're into podcasts, and you're listening to us right now, so we can assume you do, Audible has got you covered. Just go to www.audibletrial.com/3GD to get your free 30-day trial today. That's www.audibletrial.com/3GD to get your free 30-day trial. You'll get 1 credit, 2 credits if you're already an Amazon Prime member. That's good for any premium selection titles you like, and they're yours to keep. You also get the Audible Plus catalog of podcasts, audiobooks, guided wellness, and Audible originals. Listen all you want. No credits needed. Again, that's www.audibletrial.com/3GD. $14.95 a month after your 30-day trial. Cancel at any time. Audible. Stay informed, connected, and inspired. And now, on with the show.
Warning, incoming dad joke. Warning, incoming dad joke.
Wow, the old Ramsey place. I never thought they'd get the floors clean in here after what happened.
Wait, why? What happened in here?
Well, they had a lot of cats.
Oh my god.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
It looks like a pink nightmare.
Christmas has a Yule log. Not a log, I don't have a log.
It's Mother's Day,
All that I have, all that I've done, everything I feel, all this and more I bequeath you, my son.
Your father was Frankenstein, and your mother was the Lightning.
We named the dog Indiana.
I am your father.
It does smell like cats in here. Hello and welcome to another thrilling episode of Three Geeky Dads, the show whose dignity came and went like shit through a goose. I am Mark, and with me as always are the Michael and Clark to my Duncan,
Derek.
And Brian.
and completing the set with kung fu action and batteries included, the alien insurrection to the rest of our alien series, Tito.
Hey.
What's up? How is everybody?
Tito with a kung fu
pretty
grip.
good.
Tito with kung fu grip and
Alien Insurrection.
accessories.
I don't know that one.
Like a sword. Alien it's insurrection, right? Or is
Yeah.
it resurrection.
Resurrection.
That was Halloween.
It's Resurrection.
I'll save that one for another.
Insurrection.
Insurrection is the Star Trek movie.
Oh, with the yeah.
Alien Resurrection.
Right. But that movie has one fan, and he's sitting right next to him.
Fuck you.
Which one? Star Trek Insurrection?
Yeah, with
Yeah,
F.
I like
Murray
that one.
Abraham.
I don't
I
mind that
don't
one.
remember that one.
Oh, I thought you didn't like that one.
No, it's not as good as the First Contact one, which came before, but it's not a bad movie.
All right. Well, that movie has 2 fans.
Mark,
They're sitting
why don't
right
you go
next
back
to
and
me.
listen to our episode where we talked about it, and you'd know that.
Which is the one
I don't
with,
have to see it, Dottie. I lived it.
the guy who played
Huh?
on Fury Road? What's
No
that?
one's gonna
What's that?
acknowledge it. I just did it. Pee-wee.
Tom Hardy?
Yeah,
oh,
which-
that was Nemesis.
Yeah.
Nemesis.
He played the clone of the clone
Oh,
Yeah.
of what's his name?
Picard.
Picard?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember.
That guy,
Insurrection.
you know.
That movie sucked too.
Bald
that
guy.
wasn't a good one either. The bald guy. It's Tom Hardy.
Did you not like it because it was Tom Hardy?
You know, I didn't even know it was Tom Hardy when I saw it at the time.
Oh.
So no, it just wasn't
Yeah,
very
I
good.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Okay, am I allowed, Derek?
Honestly,
I'll
I
allow
think
it.
that's the movie that introduced me to Tom Hardy. So before that movie, there was no Tom Hardy to me. So
Oh, see, so I hate it even
Oh,
more. now.
interesting. I think Rock and Roller was the first time I ever saw Tom
Yeah.
Hardy. in
In,
it.
Inception for me, and I liked him in Inception
Oh, he's
Inception came
because
way
you know
later.
he
Hilarious
didn't talk
in
a
that.
lot.
And what was the one that he
that's the
did where
first
he's
I saw
bald
him.
with a mustache?
It's like every other movie.
It's like a guy's name is the title. I didn't see it.
Bronson.
Bronson, there you go.
Bronson
He didn't play Charles Bronson. In that
No. It's like based on an actual
Well,
guy.
of course not.
prison.
Don't be ridiculous.
Is that your Charles Bronson?
That was my Bane doing
Charles Bronson?
No,
Don't be ridiculous.
Bronson Pinchot.
Oh, Bronson Pinchot as Bane, as Tom Hardy, as Bronson?
Yeah, no. No, Brian got it
That's tough.
because we had our own thing going over
That's
here.
its own inception right there.
Yeah,
we-
you guys were
Don't
yeah,
cross
we,
the street.
Don't get
We were
involved. We got our own thing
Crossing
going over here.
streams. I'm
All right,
sorry.
everybody, shut
All
up.
right.
Shut up. Tonight we continue our In the March of Madness series with a look at a movie that's 20% story and 80% Jim Carrey noises. The single white female of comedy from the man born from Jerry Stiller's nutsack and somehow managed to get with Christina Taylor. Or is it Christine Taylor?
Christine Taylor.
Whatever, Russ, it doesn't matter. Ben Stiller, that's the director. This is the Cable Guy. But before we dive into a world of karaoke, jousting, lisps, quips, and dips, our own cooking guy, Brian Rutabaga Ramsey, is here with an appetizer to start us off.
I'm Fire Marshal Bill Burns, and nobody likes a quitter. Scalpel! Scalpel! Happy entrails to you. Voila! Thanksgiving at Jeffrey Dahmer's house.
Thank you, Mark.
You're welcome, Brian.
Rutabaga Ramsey. Love
Has
it.
anybody ever had a rutabaga?
I don't even know what a rutabaga
No.
is.
No, but I've driven a Studebaker.
Is it a vegetable?
I think so.
Yeah, it's like a-
I
it's
know
like
it's a food.
I feel like it's a potato.
Like a
It's like a turnip.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
A
That's
rhubarb,
like a potato.
rhubarb. Never
A rhubarb.
never rub it down the man's rutabaga.
Oh, that's a good one. Rhubarb. There's a lot of our foods
Oh, yeah,
that I can go
I
forever
know,
with
my-
this. Yeah.
Well, I hope so.
Put that one in your pocket, Mark.
Is that a rhubarb in your pocket? Or are you happy to see me?
Keep your stupid veggies in your pocket.
I got your last name didn't start with Z.
Exactly.
I would have zucchini, and I
Yeah.
think that's it.
Yeah, can you eat a zebra?
You can.
Sure.
I guess.
I imagine.
Would you want to?
That's a root vegetable.
A
What,
zebra?
A rutabaga.
A rutabaga is a root
Yeah, it
vegetable.
means it grows from the ground, Mark.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Derek. I thought it came from the sky.
Oh, well, you'd be wrong
Like
then.
manna from heaven.
Thought God delivered it upon me. Go ahead.
So tonight, as Mark mentioned, we will be taking a look at The Cable Guy, the 1996 film that shows Jim Carrey's titular cable installer stalking and generally making Matthew Broderick's character's life a living hell and driving him to the brink of insanity. That got us to thinking about some other movies out there that feature a memorable stalker. So, gentlemen, who wants to start?
I believe I am up, and I'm
Yeah.
going with the top and obvious choice. My girl Annie Wilkes from Misery.
That's not the one I thought you were going to
I
pick.
me neither. You put one in your intro that I thought you were going to do.
Which one was that?
Single white
Single white
female.
female.
Oh, that's too easy. But it's not my top anyway.
That's
I
fine.
am a fan of this movie. I'm a fan of the book, and I'm a fan of Kathy Bates. She's awesome in this film. The movie is great. She is fantastic in it, and truly horrifying. One of the- well, that was a whole different thing. But you know what? No, kudos to her for doing
Oh
it.
no, absolutely.
Kudos
Absolutely.
to her. She can get in a hot tub with me anytime. The both of us wouldn't fit, but we could try. And on that happy image, I'm going to turn things over to Derek.
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was gonna do single white female, but since you said it in the intro, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna go with Swim Fan. Erica Christensen is
I
Madison
never
Bell.
saw that.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah,
remember
she's-
that. Is Jesse Bradford?
Yes,
right
from
there? Yeah.
our good friend from Bring It On and Hackers.
Yeah.
Like Erica Christensen, I fell in love with her for this movie, which says a lot about me, I guess, considering her character.
I wish I had my own stalker.
You know what? That doesn't surprise me just based off of like you really liking
Kirsten.
Kirsten
Yeah.
Dunst.
You like the blondes.
Yeah.
When you said
With
Swim
like
Fan,
the
I was
cherub
like, oh, I can
faces.
see you liking. Yeah, right.
Right?
She does have
right?
that.
Little,
Yeah.
little round in the face. I like it. I like it.
A little unappealing.
But yeah, she gets obsessed with. She's a new student. She gets obsessed with her classmate, this swim champion kid, played by Jesse Bradford, and yeah, it's nice.
Hijinks ensue.
Hijinks ensue. Yeah.
Indeed, they
Perfect
do.
Score fan?
But I absolutely,
Because I love that
absolutely
movie.
great
Alright.
fucking cast. You know,
Awesome cast.
Captain America and Scarlet. No, it's not Scarlet. I always say Scarlet Witch because her name is Scarlet.
Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson.
Swim Fan.
Yep, Swim Fan.
All right.
Brian.
Did we almost all think single white female? Because that was the one that popped into my
No,
head
Misery
first.
popped into my mind first. honestly.
No, I'm going with 1 Hour Photo, 2002.
Oh,
Robin
I
Williams
forgot about that.
that was my backup.
one.
plays it. Really?
Yeah.
All right.
That's a good choice.
Robin Williams plays a mentally unstable photo developer who targets an upper middle class family after
Tracks.
his obsession with them. Tracks for who? Me? For me?
Robin Williams being a mentally ill person who
Well-
works in a photo booth.
I always wondered, like, you remember the old photomat,
Yeah.
the little booths that they had in the parking lots? Where do those people take breaks?
They
They
don't.
just duck down
That's
behind
why
the
they
window.
go
They
mad.
close the window. Like,
Yeah, but they close the window.
Close
but
it. Yeah,
Go
they
in
take
there
a
and-
dump right on the floor.
they sit on the floor and
it's a bucket. There's
ignore
a
the
bucket in
people that
there,
drive up.
A bucket and a bong. That's all they need.
Back in 5.
Just eating a sandwich.
To the younger generation who does not know what we're talking about
That's
at
right.
all. Anyway, Williams' portrayal of a mentally unstable film developer obsessed with a certain family through their pictures that they bring in to be processed over the years is quite a departure from his wholesome comedic roles that he was beloved for. He becomes obsessed with the family to the point of calling himself their Uncle Si. And when he uncovers the fact that the husband has been cheating on his wife, he takes matters into his own hands.
Son of a bitch.
He's fantastic in that
He
movie.
really
ever
was.
seen that?
Like,
He is.
And this movie followed
Insomnia. No,
this movie
I thought
came
it
out
after.
No, this one came just before Insomnia.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, but this one followed he was just coming off of Aladdin.
Right.
He was just coming off of all the stuff from the 90s because this was 2002.
Yeah.
So
He wanted to play some bad guys.
he really did, and he did it really well.
Yeah.
Good job.
Took a shit in their toilet. Remember that scene? He's pooping in their toilet. That's
right.
Reading the paper.
I would too.
Better the
Can't-
toilet than the floor.
Can't poop in the fucking photo booth.
No, you can't. That's
Might as
true.
well.
And
He
if
was
you have
holding
a
it that
bucket.
whole time till they got to their house.
Yeah.
They won't let me shit at work.
They were taking photos of the newly renovated bathroom. He said, "This looks good."
Nobody likes shitting at work anyways. Am I right?
There's a lot of fiber in this.
No,
I love it.
Yeah,
Do you really?
exactly.
Yeah. That way I don't have to waste as
Yep.
much toilet paper at
Yep,
home. And,
exactly.
You know?
Boss makes $1, I make a dime. That's why I shit on company time.
I make a sign that says that and hang it above my
I'm
desk.
gonna make you a T-shirt for Christmas.
I'm going 1991's Sleeping with the Enemy.
Nice.
Julia Roberts.
Julia Roberts,
And-
Patrick Bergen.
see, I don't remember him.
He played Robin Hood in one of those Robin Hood movies.
Yep.
Very menacing. Great mustache. British.
So he can speak with a British accent.
He can, yeah, in real life. And she plays their married couple, and he terrorizes her essentially, and
Yeah.
she fakes her own death to get away from him. And then, for whatever reason, flushes her wedding ring down the toilet, and it doesn't take. And that's how he knows she's still alive, and he goes down to track her wherever she is in Middle America. How anybody can find her is beyond me, but he does. And I always like that movie.
Cool.
And I'm huge Julia Roberts, especially 90s stuff. 90s
Really?
Julia.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, Steel Magnolias.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That. Mystic Pizza.
Mystic Pizza was good.
Pelican
Pizza.
Brief.
Annabeth Gish.
I liked Pelican
I'm a
Brief.
big,
Yeah.
You like
love Julia back
Denzel
then.
and Julia.
That's
so-
right.
And she was in Conspiracy Theory, right? With Mel
Yeah,
Gibson?
with Mel Gibson. Yep.
And Hook. Remember Hook?
Hook. She's
Yeah,
Tink.
She was
Yeah,
Tinkerbell.
terrible wig. but
Terrible
Everything else is
Tinkerbell.
nice.
Yeah.
Terrible.
You don't like her as Tink? I thought she was
Yeah,
good.
I didn't like her.
Oh,
Fuck
fuck
that.
you.
Well, fuck you. and
Fuck
fuck you.
I don't like that she I don't like that she got big in that movie. Like there's a scene where
Oh, she
Tink
grows to
gets
full size.
I don't
Yeah.
like that.
I didn't like that
get the fuck outta here.
whole sexual tension between the two of them. It was just friggin' weird.
Yeah.
That's a weird moment in that movie.
I mean, how do
Well,
they
yeah,
make
but
it
I mean,
work?
you got to explain the jealousy that she has towards Wendy.
So she's like, "Look, I'm full size now. We can do it." And it's just
Right.
inappropriate,
And
Steven.
I borrowed the dress from the
Steven.
Ghost of Christmas Present from Scrooge.
Wearing a great dress. Yeah, it's like Spark. It's true.
That's right. There goes Mr. Hedgehog. I wonder where he's going. Runner-ups, I had Hand That Rocks the Cradle and The
good one.
Crush with Carrey Elway. Speaking of,
Oh, and fucking Alicia Silverstone.
Alicia.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
yep.
My runner-up was fuck that Mark Wahlberg movie.
Oh, Fear.
Fear.
Oh,
How could I
Fear.
forget
I mean, the fucking
that?
Reese Witherspoon, yeah. That's another good
Mr.
one.
Walker, I broke a cherry. That's when Mark Wahlberg didn't sound quite like Mark
Yeah.
Wahlberg. He tried to sound like something else, and I don't know what the hell he was. He
Failed
wasn't pulling
miserably.
it off.
Yeah.
He did. That fucking movie sucked. But it is entertaining
In
at a
this
bad
scene,
level.
what's my motivation?
Oh, it's so bad.
It's got that great Sundays version of Wild Horses. How could you hate that movie?
Easy. Watch it again.
Couldn't drag me away.
Next year when we do this again, we'll do Fear.
That was back in the day when I loved Reese Witherspoon too.
Let me in the fucking house.
Like,
You don't love her
she was like the
anymore.
girl. No, well, she's kind of
never
like
liked her.
She aged great.
She did, but she just doesn't. She.
Any other runner?
I had a runner-up. I had Play Misty for Me.
Oh, yes.
Clint Eastwood. It was
Yes.
probably the first stalker movie I ever saw.
Which is shown in tonight's movie. There's a
That's right. A little nod to that.
That's Ben Stiller saying,
yeah.
want to see a good stalker movie?
Yeah.
Go watch
What's that
Stalker
actress's
movie.
name?
Oh, I forget.
The British
Was
one?
she in,
That was in one of the 70s Dracula AD. What's that actress's name? The British one.
There was a few of them.
She's got the
I know who you're talking about. The one that was in.
Sister Kate.
Yeah.
Come on, Brian, you got this.
I know.
Not our girl.
No,
not Julie.
Nope.
Matheson.
Okay.
Not Judy.
Stephanie Beacham.
Stephanie Beacham.
Thank you, Tito.
Stephanie
Ah, did I not know
Yep.
that? Glad to beach him. Glad to meet you.
Wait, so she was in Play It Again, Misty?
Play Misty
Play
for
Misty
me.
for me or whatever.
I don't know. Was she?
Play.
I don't remember her being.
The
in
clip
that
they
one.
show, he's talking to her. It was a very funny clip.
Wait, is that
Eastwood is talking to the woman when they're watching it on television.
See, I thought that was Jessica Walters.
No, it's
It is
not
Jessica Walters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it?
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
All right, I'm looking this up.
Oh, it is Jessica Walters.
Yep.
I thought it was Stephanie
Because
Beacham.
all I could
Yep.
think of is that stupid
Donna
Doctor
Mills was
Strange
in it,
movie
but
we
yeah,
watched.
not Stephanie Beacham.
Not Stephanie Beacham.
Oh, forget it.
And not the woman that I thought it
It
was,
was
from
Gangy.
Maud.
It was Gangy.
Gangy.
Fucking Gangy. Yeah. Can't win them all.
No.
It was Archer's mom.
Archer's mom, yeah. Gangy.
We were pretty informative on the last show. We can't always be good, guys.
Yeah, I was right. I don't know.
We can try.
That's right, you were right. Derek was right.
It's true. You
It
said we were
happens.
wrong, and you were right.
Sun shines on a dog's ass.
Once in a while.
Just because you put
Word
a dog
play.
in an oven doesn't make it a biscuit? Or a
cat.
cat?
Cat.
in
It's a
the oven
cat,
doesn't
Tito.
make it a biscuit?
Damn it.
Sorry.
No, yeah.
What?
Huh? From White Man Can't Jump? Never mind.
I haven't seen it
Let's
yet.
move on. Let's
You
move.
never
We
seen
done?
that movie?
No, but it's
You haven't
next
seen
up.
White
After
Man
I watched Cable Guy on Hulu, it literally said next up.
Oh,
And
you
Oh,
should've
really?
It
just-
had
Yeah.
like a
To
playlist.
watch
like,
the
you
bad,
should just
to
let it
watch
go.
the bad
I
taste of
couldn't,
this.
but
Watch a good comedy.
I will.
Yeah. Watch White Man Can't Jump.
You want
'cause it
something
is-
that's going to make you laugh?
Yeah.
Watch Cable Guy.
That's if you want to hang yourself.
Are we doing opening thoughts over there?
I wrote an intro.
That
just
didn't
for
happen
Derek.
yet?
No.
we're still
We've
on
been
the
talking for a
appetizer.
while.
We just finished the appetizer, my
You're
friend.
going on about Stephanie Beacham.
We've been talking for a while.
White
Yeah,
Man
yeah,
Can't Jump.
Stephanie Beacham, glad
That's
to
what we
meet
do.
you.
Glad to meet him.
All right.
Robert Meacham.
Let's
Yeah,
do
we're
it.
Let's do
bebopping
the
and
main.
scatting
Let's
over
do the
here.
main course. Derek's holding
Main
us up.
course.
Oh, what? Oh, I didn't say it. I'm not going to say
Oh,
it.
that's
You're
right.
not going to say what?
We're keeping this episode
Oh, I
PG.
think I swore a
That's
couple
right.
of
I
times
did.
already.
You already
Did you?
did. You
You
broke
were the
your
one we were
vow.
doing it for.
I
Yeah.
can't help it.
Hypocrite.
Fucking hypocrite.
Can't help it.
What'd I miss?
Nothing. That's the thing.
A clean episode.
All right. For those who are still listening, here's the main course.
The main course.
I want a hamburger. No, a cheeseburger. I want a hot dog. I want a milkshake. I want potato
You'll
chips.
get nothing and like it.
As Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz once stated, my people come and go so quickly here. And it's true. Throughout our lives, people do come and go. Some, however, stay around. Some become acquaintances. Others form lifelong friendships with us. Guys. I don't know. Some we end up not getting along with, and while others we just pass by with a
Guys.
few glances and a couple of word exchanges. While others we know, and then for one reason or another disappear from our lives, especially if you're in the mob. Then there are those who come into our lives and never leave, even if we want them to. Such is the case in many movies with characters that have since become synonymous with the obsessive. Men and women who have latched on to a protagonist and, like a leech, refuse to let go. Sometimes the story can be humorous. John Candy in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Bill Murray in What About Bob? Sometimes it can be frightening. Robert De Niro in Cape Fear and The Fan. Jennifer Jason Leigh in Single White Female. Kathy Bates in Misery. And sometimes it can be a song by the Police that everyone thinks is a love song, but is in fact about a creepy stalker.
What
Well,
song is that? I don't fucking know.
You don't
It's a
know?
song about Notorious Big.
Is it Roxanne?
Synchronicity.
Oh, I'll be watching. Oh, yeah.
The obvious one? No?
How was it?
All right, thanks, Tito. Thank you.
should've.
Thanks for shitting on my joke. Whatever the case, the story of the stalker, the obsessed fan, the person or persons who seem like one thing and then throughout the story reveal themselves to be something else is a classic movie formula. And for this episode, as part of our In the March of Madness series, we take a look at Jim Carrey adding another crazy to the bunch in the form of a cable guy who only wants to be friends until you wrong him. This dark comedy from Ben Stiller tries to capture that creepy tale of an ordinary man who finds himself trapped in unordinary and frightening circumstances, from his unique cable provider who ends up loving his customers, and God help you if you don't love him back. Opening thoughts, gentlemen.
It's good.
Well, you start. It's your
I've already given my opening thoughts, pretty much. What I wrote is promising story, lost in too much Jim Carrey shtick. That's my whole thing. Had potential. It had some moments. I saw this when it first came out all those years ago, and I remember not liking it. But I also remember I had seen it with a girl who had soon dumped me after. I don't know if it was for liking this movie. Probably not. So I figured maybe that's why. I
got dumped after a Ben
experiment.
Stiller movie once. It was Mystery Men.
Oh,
Really?
dude.
Yeah,
Really?
we went to see Mystery
Was
Men.
it
and
because
then-
of the movie,
Was it
Tito?
because of
I don't know.
Did
Later
you-
on
did
that
you
night,
pick
she
the
called me
movie?
and was like,
Tito, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm in love. I'm running away. I'm going to go marry
Yeah.
William H. Macy.
Yeah. You don't have a shovel.
So Ben Stiller divides couples. This is what we've learned.
I think
may.
that's
Well,
I think that's the lesson tonight.
may.
So I am glad I saw it again because now I realize it was in fact the movie and not the situation. So that's my opening thought. Derek.
I like this movie. I like it a lot more than I thought I did. Maybe it's because Jim Carrey back then was getting a little old with all this stuff. He had made the two Ace Ventura movies before this came out. I think maybe
Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber.
The Mask.
That was before this one.
The
Right,
Mask.
and The Mask, yeah.
And,
so
can I just throw in, I liked those films. I
Oh,
was
so did I.
on board
Yeah.
the Jim Carrey train
I was
for a while.
and, I wanted.
It got tiresome.
I kind of want to call this the last great Jim Carrey performance, but then he did. I really do like Liar Liar.
Oh, see, I
That was hilarious.
I
that
love
movie I liked.
Like that movie's great.
Like
Yeah.
comedic performance or just performance in
like
general?
no comedic.
Okay.
Comedic because or real
Well,
Jim
Truman Show is really
or
funny.
Jim
He's
Carrey.
funny.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
like he's done some good serious stuff.
In Living
Like,
Color.
I like the number
character thrown
23.
on
I think he's better when he does serious
yeah.
stuff.
Too. You know what? That was the big thing with this movie. I don't care that it was Jim Carrey in this movie. It was another Jim Carrey funny voice. Like, let's stop the movie so he can perform his
Right.
stretchy
Yeah,
face.
yeah.
And if he
And
had
just
just
mug
been
for the
himself,
camera.
because I did like Liar Liar. I liked Man on the Moon,
on
the
the Moon's
number
great. Yeah, that
23.
one's
Mm.
When he dropped some of the In Living Color stuff and
Yeah,
just
the character
started
stuff,
acting.
like,
Thank you.
yeah.
That's what I'm looking for.
over the top and the
That was good.
facial
Yeah.
expressions and physicality. Like
Right.
Yeah.
But clearly, go ahead.
No,
sorry.
I was gonna say
I had
that-
my time.
I forgot where I was going with
That's
it
my
anyway.
fault.
So never mind.
But we'll blame it on
Cut
Brian.
that out.
Why are you gonna blame me?
Because I looked right at you first.
Oh, I haven't even said anything yet.
You'll remember.
But yeah, that's the gist. Go ahead.
I'm like Mark. First of all, I'm old. And second of all, thank you, Tito. Thank you for reminding me.
You'll get there too one day.
I will. I feel
Ass
it every
clown.
day.
Yeah, just wait.
Yeah, but Mark will be dead.
I know.
Another 20 years, Tito. Another 20 years, and you'll be as old as me.
We'll be in the ground haunting your ass.
Listen, I'm nipping at your heels.
Look, I was never a Jim Carrey fan. Like Mark, I thought that he did too much mugging for the camera. I think his shtick got old really fast. And I stayed away from this movie. I've actually stayed away from all of his early movies and didn't really gravitate towards Jim Carrey until around The Truman Show when he started doing serious stuff and stopped mugging for the camera. So last night was the first time I had watched this movie all the way through. I had seen clips of it on, TV or YouTube or whatever. And it was just okay for me. I just... It still didn't win me over. I'm still not a Jim Carrey fan because of this movie.
So does that mean you haven't seen like Ace Ventura?
I have not seen either of the Ace Ventura movies.
See, those
So
are-
I don't
have
like part two,
not
but part
seen
one
Dumb and Dumber.
I don't like part 2 either. But I
like
do
part two.
enjoy part 1.
I got a
like
hot
Dumb
take.
And Dumber.
I think Dumb and Dumber is a terrible movie.
Really?
I really am not a fan of that film.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And I
See,
like
that
the
one I
Farrelly
liked.
brothers. I like the I liked Something About Mary. I loved that freaking movie.
Yeah.
But
Kingpin, they have something.
I liked Kingpin that they did. I thought that was fantastically funny. But this Jim Carrey, no.
This Jim Carrey fellow?
Jim Carrey guy. This Jim Carrey, I was going to say this Jim Carrey movie. No, I'm not a fan, and I'm still not a fan of Jim Carrey because of it. Didn't win me over.
Yeah. Well, all that stuff makes sense to me. I love Ace Ventura. I love The Mask. I didn't love this movie the first time I saw it. It grew on me. It's not something I see all the time, but I think it's got so many great like one-liners, and each scene is like, what I like is like each scene is kind of like a sketch within the movie.
Yeah.
Like there's the basketball, there's the party scene, there's them karaoke. It's just like
medieval time,
scene to scene, medieval time. Yeah. I'm not Jim Carrey, but I can relate to that character. Like I grew up in front of a television, so I love the constant like references to television and film and
the way he looks at the world.
Yeah, and all his different personas that he's giving off.
Well, let's face it, television I think was all of our babysitters.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Regardless of how young you are.
I don't know if my mom ever left the house and left me sitting in front of the TV. I watched a lot of TV and then probably
right. I mean, we all watched a lot of TV. I mean, I can remember coming home from school and putting the TV on and watching either cartoons or whatever was on. Just because I could.
Yeah.
Do your homework. I'll do it later after supper.
I couldn't do that. I couldn't be defiant. I had to do chores. It was like I was on
chores?
a farm.
Chopping wood and
chopping wood, fetching wood from
breaking
the shed.
your back.
I had a few chores I had to do, but I can still remember
fetching buckets of water from the well.
Yeah,
going all the lawn,
going out back and cutting a switch,
slopping the hogs.
Yep. Grazing the cattle. Oh no, wait, you don't graze the cattle, do you? A cattle grazes and then you milk it.
Gross.
What are you doing with your hands?
That's how you milk a cow.
Like, back and forth. That looks painful.
That's not.
Why does it look like you're reaching for both Tito and Derek?
I imagine he would enjoy it. He or she or it.
Yeah.
You look like you're playing Jeopardy with two.
No, it's like one of those, like the gazelle, that exercise machine that you're just like.
Tony Little.
You're like Tony Little.
I'll take things that make our podcast audience uncomfortable for 200, Alex.
They can't see this. They don't know what I'm doing.
Not yet.
We just gave them a lot of descriptions. So
it's like you're dancing and milking at the same time.
Oh boy!
Squeeze, 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 squeeze,
the old
squeeze,
folks home,
baby.
That's dancing and milking.
Yeah, see, it works.
STDs
from a cow
at the old folks' homes. There's tons of them.
I wouldn't.
You heard it here first.
I'm not there yet, Tito.
People say I'm crazy.
Tito thinks I'm old, but I'm not.
We got to keep you out of there.
Whatever we got to do.
It's dangerous over there.
How old do you think Brian is?
100.
Yeah.
He's not wrong.
At least.
But you don't look a day over 90.
You know what I think what makes this movie less entertaining is Matthew Broderick.
Absolutely.
I fucking hate Matthew Broderick.
Hate Matthew Broderick. Well, are we all in agreement on that at least?
Yeah.
Not a Matthew Broderick fan.
This will be nasty.
He's like,
he's bored. He looks bored.
If
we'll get
maybe Jim Carrey doesn't have to be so intense because Matthew Broderick is just fucking sleepwalking through this.
No, that's an he'd still do it even if
maybe
had a better actor. That movie was made and designed the way you just described it, so Jim Carrey could stop the movie and do the shtick.
Yeah.
And then we get back to the story, and then we stop the story, and we do some more shtick.
I remember one of the first things I said to you, because I was texting you and I was just cranking this movie up, and I saw Ben Stiller directed this thing. I'm like, oh, shit. I'm not a huge fan of his either.
I don't mind Ben Stiller at all.
Ben Stiller directing Jim Carrey, I'm like, oh, my God.
That's a double nightmare
This
for
is
you.
double negative.
I'll tell you why I really like this movie and why I really like Ben Stiller, because I feel like he's one of the few people who's still throwing out original ideas.
That's true.
Whether they're good or not.
That is true.
He is, but I think a little Ben Stiller goes a long way. And still, he could have just directed it, but he had to insert himself as the killer on TV.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
That stuff is hilarious.
No, but
it's hilarious. What's hilarious about it? It went nowhere.
No, but he was.
I know that was the problem, but I still enjoyed that more than the
CGI. I appreciate him more in this movie because of the fact that he usually does play the lead in his movies that he directs, and he was going to play the cable guy.
Oh yeah,
and didn't because he thought that he wouldn't. He couldn't
he was
be
going
as
to play
funny.
the cable guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he made a wise choice, an unselfish choice. He made the right choice for the movie by giving up those reins. And I remember what I was going to say before.
Did he? Derek?
Okay, well, say it before.
Well, I was going to say the tone of this movie is a lot different than the original script. So Judd Apatow came in and he wrote most of this. Yeah. The main idea originally came from another guy, but that guy's idea was all like slapstick buddy comedy kind of thing. Apatow's the one that brought in the dark stuff. Like it is a darker movie.
It is
because of him.
But here's the problem: he comes in and makes it darker.
Yeah.
But then again, I hate to harp on it, but Jim Carrey comes back and performs, but he doesn't. He only acts probably about 10% of the time.
I know,
and the rest of the time he's just doing leftover and living color stuff. And the lisp. When I know a comedian can actually act, right? Yeah. I'm not a fan of any more of the. I have the same issue with Adam Sandler. Right. Once upon a time,
funny voices.
Adam Sandler's funny voices were funny.
And his speech impediment.
But then, but enough of that. You can act it. You can be funny and you can be engaging without a funny. And if he didn't have the lisp, first of all, I think it would have been better. And I mean, I've seen Jim Carrey perform. I know he could have been good. And but all that dark, stuff that they add in this movie is overshadowed. It's totally overshadowed.
And the thing is, my take on the whole him being Jim Carrey, doing Jim Carrey. Usually, I agree. Like most of, especially the early stuff, it was that character, that living color type thing,
right? Which is fine because
which is just
new.
He's just doing it because it's expected, and But with this, I don't want to give it too much credit, but
yes, you do.
I think that it's more character driven. There's purpose behind it as opposed to just I disagree with the idea that he's just stopping the scene to do Jim Carrey and then jumping back out and letting everybody continue the story. I think it's part of the story. He's this detached guy who has never had real friends. He's never he's watched all this TV growing up and thinks that's what people want and that's what people think is funny.
Right.
And he's just kind of eccentric and weird because he's not a social person.
But you
know what I mean?
You can do all that without a freaking concert every 5 minutes is what I'm saying. All right, take one of those things. That's fine. Right. You want to add a little bit of it in there. It's Jim Carrey. He's, the hottest thing going right now. Yeah. Fine. I get it. Choose one. The karaoke thing stops the movie for me, but I will say it's hilarious.
That's just hilarious when he's making his voice sound like that.
But I don't need but I don't need that, and I don't need
it's longer than it needs to be, but that part is hilarious.
I love that. I love that version of the song.
Pick one moment where Jim Carrey can step out and be Jim Carrey. I don't need it flooded with it. And to me, it just takes it out.
All the scenes.
Yeah, but that's the
smack the mic.
So
disagreement.
Good. So can I ask you something?
Yes, you can. You can ask me anything.
So were you uncomfortable watching this movie?
Uncomfortable
in your pants?
No. I mean,
Who says I was wearing pants?
Every time he was on the screen, did it unnerve you a little?
Did it unnerve
seeing him like this and
I see what Derek's. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying.
Because
it bored me because I wanted to get back to what he was going to do. I didn't care what he could. Honestly, I'm not.
See, because
I
think
trying to be defiant.
That's why I think it fits. Because yes, I'll admit I get annoyed by it, but I'm supposed to be annoyed by this guy.
You know where that works?
Yeah.
The dinner scene. The dinner scene with the parents and I'll get to it in my thing. It's most unbelievable.
The porno password.
Yeah.
That is awkward enough. It's not stopping the movie. It's engaging with the other characters, and it still gives you that same feeling.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, he's gaslighting him right now, and he's great in that moment.
Yeah.
I can see if there was more of that kind of awkwardness and less, showmanship.
Well, I think the earlier stuff is just building the character and setting it up.
I think Mark's right. The subtle stuff. Yeah. Where he's subtly undermining Matthew Broderick's character.
Yeah.
Exactly. that's where it works.
Right.
After the
and I
breakup
agree.
Scene. So after the breakup scene is when it picks up.
Well, it all kind of what works
I mean,
for me
it
is
does,
that
it does build up. You have to have that build up. Sorry, Tito. I mean,
that's
for
okay.
like a single white female kind of thing, you have to have him be all innocent and cuddly and
Right.
cute. You just don't have to have it every 5 seconds.
Right, and unfortunately, the subtle stuff is very few and far between in this movie.
Yes.
Because everything else is so ham-fisted and heavy-handed and total Jim Carrey off-the-wall bullshit.
Right.
That, that the subtle nuances get lost.
what you are getting in each scene is Jim Carrey, the 30-year-old man with the mind of like a 12-year-old child, giving you exactly what a 12-year-old child would give you in those scenarios.
Right.
When he's with the family, he's a more well-behaved kid.
Yeah.
When he's at the medieval times, he's living his fucking dream.
Yeah.
When he goes to the basketball court, he's hamming it up even more
Yeah.
because he wants the cool athlete guys to like him more. Right? So he does the suicides and all this shit.
Yeah.
You're
Right.
getting like a kid giving you, and
What
that's
a
why
kid would
the lisp kind of works for me because it's all very
It's childlike. Yes, absolutely.
So
That's
in
well
those
put,
scenes, I
Tito.
feel like he's giving you what that kid would give you in those scenarios.
All right, that's,
But I'm just wondering
but
if,
then
like,
if you're gonna have
and
that,
then when you hurt his feelings,
then
he
it
gets a little
takes
vindictive and he gets a little
180
mean.
Right.
and it turns
Right.
into a darker comedy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
And I'm
if
just-
Because he's a sick fuck.
He is a sick fuck, and I'm just wondering if it would have worked better in the hands of another actor. I almost said better actor because that wasn't really Freudian.
I wonder, like at the time, like who else?
No,
Like Ben Stiller, definitely not. That shit doesn't work for me.
But what about Ben Stiller instead of Matthew Broderick?
Oh, so that's
What's
in one of my categories.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because
all
I
right.
actually.
Do we want to jump to the question?
Yeah,
let's
well,
get into
wait,
it.
did
Let's get
everybody
into
have
it.
their? I feel like did everybody have their opening thoughts?
I don't know. Did you say anything,
You
Tito?
didn't like it. You didn't like it. He liked it. I liked it.
liked it.
Okay.
You said, okay, that's fair.
So as usual, we're 2 for 2.
We just started analyzing it a little.
The old guys against the young guys.
One of those episodes. It's Clash of the Titans all over again.
It's wisdom versus whippersnapper.
It's
is
it.
what it is.
Minus
yeah.
the boob.
Yeah,
One
no
boob.
Leslie Mann.
Not
boob.
even one.
You don't see
No.
Leslie Mann's boobs in this
Not
one.
until this is 40. I think.
That's right.
Or
The change up.
Oh, you do see Jim?
Yeah,
Jim
actually, you
Carrey
do.
takes his shirt off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Billy.
I don't like that scene, but
Well,
we'll get to that
well,
one.
Yeah, I don't like that scene either.
If you have one, favorite scenes.
Who's starting? Am I starting?
Yeah, we're starting. Yeah,
Where do
yeah,
I
yeah.
start? Favorite scene? Okay, so I did like the basketball scene, and I like the nightmare scene. I thought that
Oh,
part
the
was
nightmare
actually
scene's
really
sick.
cool.
Yeah.
That's scary. And if the movie had remained darker and more like that, I would have liked it a lot better. And because Jim Carrey can pull off a very frightening. I mean, the contacts did help and the lighting, but I thought he was actually kind of terrifying looking in that.
Yeah.
So that's mine.
Mine is also the basketball game. I love the warming up, doing the laps, and the squeaking
Yeah,
of the
that was
sneakers
funny.
is hilarious. All the physical humor, and like you start to see the hint of like the scary, violent side of this guy.
Yeah.
Like, you know how he is towards the other guys, and
He's very unpredictable.
and it's the first time you see him with Jack Black's character, not Jack Black.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Jack
was
Black.
Jack Black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking Jack White for a second.
Yeah.
I'm like, did I fuck that up? No.
No.
But the Rick, the friend, you see like the first hint of the whole like
There's
jealousy.
tension.
He-
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
tension.
Yeah.
I want to be his best friend.
Yeah.
If I
exactly.
can't have him, no one will.
Right.
Yeah. Although he never follows through with anything with him, does he? I don't remember.
Not in the movie. In
the
the original script,
See.
he kills him.
And they made it darker somehow?
I know.
And then, yeah.
Right.
So nice.
Wow.
But who needs that when you can have jousting? And
Yeah.
Oh, that's a fun scene.
Yeah.
That's
my runner-up.
That was your run. Right.
Actually, my favorite scene was probably the karaoke scene, the party in his apartment. It was like,
Do you notice that the cop that arrests him later on was in
I
that
did.
same scene?
Yeah, it was Charles Napier.
Yeah.
But all the people that were there were like all old, and they were all
His
like
preferred customers.
all like weirdos, except for like you find out later it was the hooker, that he hired. I just thought that scene kind of worked. The other scene that I thought was actually pretty decent was when they were actually just hanging out. You know, the first time that they hung out together and they
at
went
the
up to the
dish?
satellite dish.
Oh, yeah,
and they were just
Yeah.
like being each
Telling
other.
them about-
Exactly. You know, they weren't. I thought that scene worked.
Yeah.
You know, other than that, I didn't really care for either of them.
In and of itself, it's
I don't
great.
know that the lead singer of Airplane's name, but
great slick.
When he does
There
the
you
voice,
go.
I think it's just
either.
hilarious.
Yeah, it's
I
great
think that's
slick.
so funny.
It was.
It did go on a little too long.
It's
Totally
longer
did.
than it needs to be.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can
absolutely.
absolutely agree with you, but
It's
I
on the
think,
soundtrack, and I love it.
but I think it's hilarious. I think it's very good.
And I love his intro.
Oh my
what he
God,
says
that
about, Montreux and
Oh yeah, yeah.
about
About
Altamont.
the, yeah,
Altamont.
yeah. Rolling Stones' Nightmare at Altamont.
Yeah, this is my-
When the Los Angeles chapter of the Hells Angels.
got theirs tonight. It's my
Tonight
turn.
it's my turn. Basketball scene, I love the basketball scene, but I'm gonna porno password. I think is absolutely hilarious. When I see the word foreskin written on a piece of paper, I laugh hysterically every single time, and I want to know the word that he wouldn't describe.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
he whispers it to him, and he's just like, "I won't
do
it."
that. Yeah.
And you don't find out what it is. I desperately want to know. Based off him writing foreskin on a piece of paper, I want to know what that word is. But I think that scene's really, really funny. You got like
Center.
George Segal.
yeah, and then random Bob Odenkirk sitting on the couch in the corner, just like super random. But I think that's a really, really funny scene.
Yeah.
and clever. Did you go?
I went. I
first.
started.
Hated scenes.
I don't like.
Just
Sorry.
like one or two.
I'm gonna do two.
Don't do the whole
Sorry.
movie.
No, I wasn't gonna be a smartass. I was gonna be totally the whole movie. I did not like the jousting scene. That went on for way too long.
Yeah.
And it was too fucking silly. Again, for a movie that could have just been a lot darker and scarier and fun at the same time. This is just. It just didn't do it for me. The board game scene, not because of Jim Carrey. I hate Matthew Broderick in this. I hate him in, but I feel like Jim Carrey whispers these words, and there is like little to no emotion. He is just like, here I am. I need this. I killed somebody. I have to pay off. I gotta bail somebody out of jail. Yeah, I'm married to a foot. Whatever. I have to do this movie, but I am going to give you like the least amount of effort, and I feel it in the scene. He's like, no,
He does that in most of his movies.
Say that. Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. But
Phones
he
it in.
definitely does in this, and it drags the scene. Not because it's a bad scene. Actually, I think Jim Carrey and the foreskin part. You're right. I don't like Matthew Broderick's reaction. I can't stand him.
So most of this stuff,
and he drags it.
His
out.
angry is like surprised, confused, stupid.
It's a one face.
Yeah,
it's a
terrible.
one trick pony expression. It's a one face. That's the new Batman
one
villain.
face,
One
yeah.
face.
Oh, just the
Played
guy.
by Matthew Broderick.
Just the guy standing there?
So just a normal guy played by
Just
Matthew
normal guy
Broderick.
waiting for the bus.
Did you know he claimed to be he had been in the running to play the Riddler?
Who? Matthew Broderick?
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
That would have been fucking terrible.
Really?
America wouldn't surprise me.
Jim Carrey was bad enough, but
Yeah.
Well, see, I like Jim Carrey. That's the reason.
Yeah,
really
you
do?
do. But you like Jim Carrey.
I like Jim Carrey.
So it's
I liked him as
acceptable.
Edward Nygma, but
I liked him as
when he
Edward
turned
Nygma,
into
too.
Riddler, it was a little.
There you
Too-
go.
too
Again.
generic.
Joygasm.
Again.
Boom. I love that shit.
Agree with you 100%, Derek. As Edward Nygma, he was very promising. But then, as soon as it was the Riddler, the movie stops and says, okay, Jim, perform.
If he
And
had
you-
stayed that kind of dark and
Yep.
I think
serious.
you know what would have made it work more. Not to get off the topic, but
It's okay.
if fucking Tommy Lee Jones wasn't so trying his hardest to be Jim fucking Carrey in that.
Billy D. Williams was
Yeah.
fucking Two-Face.
If you had somebody who was a little more,
Two-Face.
Grounded.
yeah, Two-Face, then that shit works a
And,
little bit better.
well, Jack did it, so I'll do it.
Yeah.
We can get off this movie anytime you want to talk
No,
about
I'm
something
gonna force this shit down your throat.
All right, cool.
like foreskin.
Like foreskin. Oh my god! Tell me you didn't laugh hysterically when you saw foreskin written on
I
a piece
just
of paper
said
and
I did.
folded
The
up.
foreskin part was
I
funny.
wanna
You
hear you
were
say it
not
again.
listening. No, I'm not saying it again. Once
wanna
is
hear you
enough.
say it
Pay
again.
attention when I talk.
I will,
You
next time.
bastard.
Next time.
It's like he had the nose and he
Oh.
showed everybody like really quick.
It's like, whoa, what's the matter with us? Go ahead. What do you got, Derek?
So my least favorite scene is the following scene after my favorite scene, the basketball scene. It's with the messages on the answering machine.
Oh my god!
And I'll tell you why. Like, all right, there's something.
I'm sorry.
There's something about having a person
I'm
leave
gonna
you one
relax.
message after another.
Yeah.
And it's been in other movies too. And
Yeah.
it's just
Office Space.
the desperate, it's like the terror of that person being so insane and obsessive. They're so unnerving and they make me so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Which I guess is what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was your argument toward me.
Yeah.
But now you're hoisted.
But it's like, I was just in the
Hoisted-
shower. I
hoisted
heard
by
the
my own
phone ring.
baton.
Call me back and we'll talk about it.
Right. Yeah. I'm like,
Mark just keeps calling back and going, Rawhead Rex, like hanging up, and then Orca hanging up, Alligator 2 hanging up.
Oh, whoa, alligator.
And then
alligator 2 is another story.
and then there's like a callback to it because Matthew Broderick does the same thing to Robin.
Yeah.
To Leslie Mann later on. And
that's
he's
right.
calling her saying like, "Oh, I thought I missed your call," and call me back. And, that stupid message machine. Steven doesn't live here anymore. Like, I love that. That's so awful.
Why would you be with Matthew Broderick in the first place?
Yeah.
Anyway, sex with that guy.
She should have learned her lesson.
Yeah.
She should
Yep.
have.
Got to be so incredibly average.
Owen Wilson was actually better.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Well,
where's my chicken? Wow.
That was funny.
That scene was
That was a funny scene.
Yeah.
Can you go check, friend? Did you see the attitude? Like that?
And then when he heads to the bathroom, you hear him. Camera. What's with the chicken? See, that was funny.
Yeah, no, I thought
Right.
the jousting scene at medieval times went on way too long. That whole scene just wasn't funny for me.
You weren't into the Star Trek thing either, though.
No, you know why? Because that had been done before.
Yeah.
And I didn't need him humming along to the fucking theme as they were playing it. Yeah. No, Jim, leave it alone. They're playing the fucking music. You know?
They have Pepsi in medieval times.
Yeah.
They don't have forks and knives.
That Janine Garofalo is my "What are you doing in this film?" Actually,
Oh, you spoiled it.
I had to.
You jumped ahead.
He's another one of those, like, I kind of fell off on Adam Sandler for a while. And I know he's made I've heard that he's made some pretty good movies as of late, but I always appreciated that he always worked with his friends.
Yeah.
He always brought his friends along to and shit. So I always liked that about Ben Stiller, too.
Yeah.
I know this was like this is the early stuff for what they call the frat pack.
Yeah.
The giant
Oh,
top
yeah.
group.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, Stiller, Stiller. This was Stiller and Owen Wilson's first thing,
Yeah, and
project together.
I read there.
Oh, this
I think
was
they're in,
before,
like 12 movies.
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah.
meet
Ben Stiller and
The Zoolander movies.
Zoolander, Starsky and Hutch.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
The museum movies.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, there was like 3 or 4 of those, right?
Yeah, at least 3.
Yep.
They must hate each other.
Well,
Mammy.
Mammy.
Mommy.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Mommy, I don't like this cable guy, Mommy.
My least favorite scene is actually the prison visit scene. I hate it.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't like when he puts his nipple against the thing.
Yeah, no, me
that's not
too.
funny to me. That's like, as juvenile as this movie is, it's too juvenile.
Yeah.
So I read that it's a callback to Midnight Express. There's a scene in
Well,
Midnight
he even
Express.
says
Is
something
that-
about Midnight Express, doesn't he?
But I've never seen that movie, so
I have.
Does the character do that?
I don't remember.
The nipple and
Yeah, it's
shit?
been so long since I've seen Midnight
Is
Express.
it a lady?
No, it's dudes.
Tito's like,
Call me
boop,
Billy.
boop.
Everyone does. Oh, Billy.
Oh, man. Adrian Barbeau pressing her. That'd be fun.
Now we're
talking.
Now we're cooking with gas.
Yeah, the glass isn't big enough for that one.
Oh, good old
Because I'm
Maud.
huge
Not Maud,
knockers.
Maud's daughter. Maud herself probably wouldn't. No offense, Beatrice Arthur, but
Beatrice.
Ain't nobody want to see that Maud kitty. Well, some people might.
I'll second that. But yeah, I don't enjoy that scene between the two of them.
I mean, I'm curious. I just,
Yeah. I mean, you would, yeah.
Just to see, you know.
That's like what is it, Zach and Miri Make a Porno, where he's like, I think Rosie O'Donnell's disgusting, but I would absolutely watch her in a porn.
Oh yeah.
Why the fuck aren't we watching that right now?
Oh yeah. Why are we watching that right now?
Yeah.
A friend of mine from high school said, "Hey, I got this." I'm like, "Why are we watching that right now?"
That is true. That is true.
What would you change? Who would you change?
What would I
Everything.
change? I would make it darker. I'd cut the slapstick a bit. Well, half of the slapstick out of it. Maybe keep what we were talking about earlier. I would cut out some of the slapstick and make it darker again, and ask Jim to act and tone it down a bit. And I would replace Matthew Broderick.
And you would have been fired on the spot, Mark.
By who?
For trying to get Jim Carrey.
Oh,
to
I
tone
know.
It down. You would have been like, this isn't working out.
I know.
He's not making the movie we want him to make.
But see, in my fantasy world, I have the Infinity Gauntlet, so I could just snap Jim Carrey
He's
away.
probably an agreeable guy.
Jim Carrey?
why
No,
not?
he isn't. Which is actually one of the reasons I stopped liking him, was because between this movie and Ace Ventura 2, he started getting there was a lot of press on him being a complete asshole to people, like too big for his britches.
That's the thing, is he got
I remember
huge
seeing him,
so fast.
He fired like the first director of Pet Detective, the second one there, and
Oh, really?
he was just he started to be different. He was
That
just
movie
like
stinks.
A diva.
Yeah. There were just a lot of
I love the rhino
stuff
scene.
coming out.
Bumblebee tuna.
There's some funny things in it.
Yeah, that's true. That's not bad.
And the Monopoly guy scene.
The Monopoly guy and
Me,
him,
the Monopoly guy.
him coming out of
He,
the
like,
coming
knocks
out
the
of the
guy out. You've
rhino.
never seen
Where
it.
I've
was the
never
only
seen
funny
them.
thing.
He gets pooped out of the
He
rhino.
gets pooped out of the pretty hot in these rhinos. That's funny. That's it. Everything
So
else
it's not
is
so
bad.
bad.
No, it's still bad.
It's still bad, but not so
A
bad.
broken clock is right twice
It's
a
bad.
day.
And when he's playing drums in the mushroom.
Two scenes.
Good night, Dark Continent.
Me and
We
that
love
movie's
you.
a broken clock. Do you get it?
Oh, thanks for the education.
You're
Mark.
welcome, Tito. Anything I can
Broken
do to
clock's
brighten
right
your
at
future.
Twice a day.
I just said that.
Yeah, I know.
We said that already.
I'm reiterating.
You got something you would change, Derek?
Yes.
Nothing.
A broken clock.
Mammy.
While the lisp is annoying, as is Andy Dick, although he's not as annoying as he usually is in this movie.
I didn't even realize that was him until
because he's got the wig and the facial like.
Until at the
And
end
he's
when
not
he
really
took his
talking in the he doesn't.
he took his wig off when they're all sitting there and watching the
Right.
thing,
Oh,
and,
at the end.
and then I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god, that's what's his name?
Yeah.
Because he tried to mask his dick voice.
His
and it
dickness.
was- yeah.
But yeah, he wasn't like over the top. There wasn't enough room.
No,
Hmm.
plenty of that going around.
I would have recast Matthew Broderick. I've never really liked him, and I have a really hard time feeling bad for him anytime he's supposed to be the protagonist, and someone the audience is supposed to side with. Like you're supposed to be on his side. You're supposed to feel bad for him, and
Yeah.
I don't.
No,
The dude
same here.
deserves whatever he
I'm
gets.
glad you
Same.
guys are saying that because I thought it was just me.
No.
What about Matthew?
About
Broderick?
Matthew Broderick because I loved him
blows.
in Ferris Bueller
Oh, everybody
and nothing
did.
else.
Oh, I hate him in Ferris Bueller.
Do you
I-
really?
Almost
I hate-
everybody
too.
did.
He's such a
I
prick.
hate the character
He's
Ferris
such
Bueller.
But it's
little
such
prick.
a
Like, I
funny
want him to
movie.
get
And I
hurt
think he
or
works well
caught.
in it.
Yeah.
He does.
But like that movie Election that he was in.
See, Election I liked.
No, I didn't.
See,
I didn't.
Oh, he's so
That's
unlikable
strange.
in that movie.
Yeah, exactly.
But I
supposed
think
to
it's
be.
on purpose.
Yeah,
Purpose,
that's
though.
the thing.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be.
I do like that movie.
Normally, he plays like the good guy,
Yeah.
and I just can't get behind it because he's so fucking annoying.
I
Yeah.
like seeing him fail in election.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I think that's why I like that movie. so
Okay.
much.
All right. But I maybe I have to watch it again. But I remember watching that and like, ugh. If it was somebody else, this movie might be better.
Might be funnier, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
He's
possible,
just
too.
awful. But yeah, that's what I changed.
Yeah.
Meg is
yeah.
awful.
No, I'm with you, Matthew Broderick and Jim Carrey, and
And Leslie Mann and Jack Black.
Oh,
and
Leslie
Ben
Mann
Stiller
was
as
Stiller.
director.
I could have.
Leslie Mann was.
No, I
she
liked
didn't-
Leslie
she wasn't-
Mann.
She wasn't given anything.
I like
to
Jack
do.
Black.
No, really.
I like Leslie.
Yeah.
Leslie
too.
Mann.
I feel like I
Ranch.
honestly, that's a phenomenal scene.
That's funny.
I
Leslie Mann.
I would have recast Matthew Broderick with fucking Ben Stiller. I actually think I would have been okay with Ben Stiller in that role.
Yeah.
And Christine Taylor is the fucking what's her face character.
Oh, as Robin.
As Robin.
Yeah,
I would have been okay with that
wonderful.
too.
That
Well, they weren't together at that time, though.
No.
Yeah, but still, they could have acted together. This could
Yeah,
have
they
been a
could've.
movie that
They
they,
Okay
they
with
met.
that. Or somebody funny. I don't know. Leslie Mann's okay to me.
It's
In
fine.
movies, I feel like if she's a side character, not so much a love interest, it works
the
better
leading
for
lady.
me. And this is 40. It kind of works because they're
Yeah.
it's kind of played a certain way.
Her
but-
French toast quote is probably one of my
No,
favorites.
it's fucking
40,
hilarious. It's a
40
fucking
year old
French
version.
toast.
Yeah, she's funny and knocked up.
I'll still let you sleep with me. Things that might not work today. Macrina.
I put in these untrusting times, anybody that sounds and looks and acts the way Jim Carrey does in this movie would not be so easily accepted by the family of Matthew Broderick. Certainly not Leslie Mann's character, Robin.
Yeah.
Like right off the bat, all of a sudden they trust this guy. And I understand you got to move the story along, but this is way too quick and convenient. It's like, oh, I can't do the fucking thing, and I'm not going to try. I heard what's his face? I don't even remember Matthew Broderick's name. I heard Steven was under a lot of threat. Oh, really? Like, no way would you listen to this guy. No way would you welcome this guy into your home.
He's a creep.
And
He's
laugh
done nothing
at
but
all
say
this
good things about you, though.
Yeah. His acceptance into normal society does not fit.
He'd be
with
locked
me.
up somewhere.
Yeah, no, he would just be like, get the fuck out of here. That's what people would say. Get away from me.
Get out of here, guy.
I went with Cable.
You took mine.
Cable wouldn't
That was
work
mine.
today. Everybody's cutting the cord nowadays.
That
you
is
know?
true. Yeah.
So there's not much sense for a Cable guy primer.
You took mine, though. Mine was Cable.
I'm sorry.
Also. Don't be sorry. Be better.
It was the first
Mine is close to what your guys is. It's not the Cable, but it was a different time. But the old style tube TVs.
Oh my God! Yes.
Tiny little TV.
Oh my
when
God!
he does that crazy setup, and you're like,
and
well, that TV's
then he
not
says
that
when it's
great.
a big screen TV. And I'm like, yeah, but it's still square. Zack Snyder would love this TV.
It's a 4x3. It's
because
perfect.
it's 4x3, and he could show his fucking Justice League movie on that with no problem.
Look at you with this.
But-
You never
Look
hear
amazing.
me reiterating my gripes about things. I don't understand why you do.
I like that. That's good. I like the TVs. They would not hold up today.
Yeah.
The TVs. Well, you guys are all tech
Yeah.
nerds.
I went cable. Yeah, I went cable.
I went for
too.
the heart of the
Nobody's
movie.
Yeah.
And you were all like,
People were like, who the fuck has cable?
Yeah,
these
like
days?
who are you gonna have installing something?
I have
It would have to be
DirecTVs.
like I bought a fridge and the Home Depot guys here.
Yeah, right. Even if you have cable, like
Right.
nobody actually comes in your house anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Because every
It's all
house has already
outside
been
and-
set up
Yeah.
for cable years ago.
Yeah.
Like the less people in, the better. It's like just leave the box at the door. I'll do the rest.
Yeah.
This is I
Does the line
specifically
come
asked for
from
the
the pole to the house?
contactless
I'm good.
appointment.
And I love that, or I missed that whole like the 8 to whatever. I'll be at your house from.
Oh,
this
yeah,
time to
yeah,
that
the
time.
window.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
taking
just
a
not even
shower.
a
Yeah,
thing
you're 4
anymore.
hours late.
Yeah, 4 hours ago.
Award
that.
for what are you doing in this movie?
Bob Odenkirk.
That's a good one.
Yeah, Eric Roberts as
That's a good
himself.
one too.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot about him. See, I picked
Perfect
Janine
casting.
Garofalo.
Like,
There's a lot of them in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
yeah. I didn't even notice it was Bob Odenkirk.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't even see him.
That's
I didn't
one of
even notice
those
him.
easily
looking young
accepting family
like,
members.
oh, that's nobody.
Yep. Didn't even notice
That's
him.
nobody.
He was.
Nobody
He was
else.
nobody
Yeah.
at the time.
Nobody. Now we
As far as I'm
saw.
concerned, he was a nobody.
Yeah.
I like that Eric Roberts scene. I thought that was pretty fun.
That was.
Yeah,
funny.
that was funny.
He's perfect for that character.
Yeah.
I got a couple. I got Sean Whalen.
Oh, you could do more than one.
Sean Whalen.
Yeah, why the fuck not? It's our show.
Well, that's not. Fair. You gotta. I picked only one. I could have
I
picked
picked like
Eric
3 or 4
Roberts.
Go around
episodes.
again.
we're
Then I'll
talking
pick
about
somebody
it.
Never
else.
mind.
So
No,
it's all
I
right.
Listen,
no,
listen
I
to
was
past
set in my
episodes.
ways.
I'll throw out like 3. What are you awards for? Who are you doing this? What are you doing in this movie?
All right,
You know,
promise.
Brian likes
Get
to
your
fit
game
like
straight.
15 picks in his.
I haven't done that in a
introductions.
long
Yeah,
time.
it's been a
I haven't
while.
done that in a
It has
long
been a while.
time.
Brian
Who are your,
Backdoor's
who are your
picks?
9 other ones here?
Yeah.
What do we got?
Everybody you guys said. I put Joel Murray. He's one of the guys playing basketball. I thought it was good because we talked about Joel
who's
Murray.
Sean Whalen?
Joel.
Sean Whalen is the Aaron Burr peanut butter commercial
That's
guy.
right. That's his name. I did see him.
Oh, wow.
He's one of the guys
The
sitting on the couch
karaoke
during the
scene.
karaoke
Yeah.
scene. And then
Oh yeah, because they show like it's like an extreme close up on those two guys.
Yeah, sitting on the couch.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, Kyle Gass from
That's right.
Yep. From
Yeah,
at the end of the
he's at the
movie,
very end.
Tenacious D.
Yeah.
He's the guy that opens up the book at the end and starts
Yeah,
reading
when
it.
the power goes out and there's no cable, he's the one that
Oh.
opens up the book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's the other half of Tenacious D with Jack Black.
There were
Okay.
so many. I just kept, these people kept popping up on the
They
screen.
did. There
I was
were-
just
there were a
Joel
lot of
Murray,
them.
what are you doing in
Yeah.
this scene? Not saying anything.
Yeah. The old cop who gets shot down first, and the assault from Precinct 13's in that movie.
Yeah.
For 5 seconds. Cheney fell down. Remember that? And,
Yeah.
It's a, go watch
Yeah.
that movie. You get what I'm
Oh.
talking about.
Yeah, Charles Napier is the cop.
That's who it is.
Yeah.
Charles Napier.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, Charles
Yeah,
Napier.
he was-
It was
he
in
was-
Austin Powers, right? Wasn't he? Or no, the second one. He's like, feed my cat, feed my goat. He's like working at I don't know, NASA or something. He's calling up.
Oh, that's right.
Right?
Yes.
He's like a colonel or
Yeah.
something.
Is he?
Yeah,
I don't remember him in that, but he was the head of the Good Old Boys band from the Blues Brothers.
Yep.
He was the driver of the RV, lead singer of the Good Old Boys.
And he's one of the guards that gets killed in Silence of the Lambs.
And he was in Star Trek, the original series. He was one of the space hippies.
Oh, you know what?
Really?
That might not be him. Let me go back and.
And did you
double-check
know that Ben Stiller's father and Matthew Broderick's
Jerry
father...
Stiller.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Matthew Broderick's father both were in the original Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3.
I did not know that.
I didn't
I've
know
never
that
seen
either.
that movie.
Yeah.
I've seen the remake, but I never saw that.
Yeah.
The more you know.
The original. And the guy who was the leader of the Orphans is also in that. Paul Greco. Do you remember in Warriors, the Orphans? When
Yeah.
they're walking through the town and the guy's got like the half lazy eye, squinty eye. He's one of the guys that's doing karaoke also.
Okay.
Sorry, I was wrong. It's a guy that looked like Charles Napier, but it was not. Sorry.
Best favorite quotes?
Directed by Ben Stiller. Movie over.
That was you reading it out loud to yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that would be. Oh, thank God!
So,
Finally,
Dude, you stole
I got
mine.
like 4, Mark, just to let you know.
What's the matter?
I got like 4.
Oh, go ahead. I mean, because
Go ahead, Derek.
apparently
I'll wait.
we're in the
got 2.
Matrix. Tito's Matrix. He just makes up the rules.
The dialogue in the medieval times scene is great. Like throughout, like all the interactions with Genie and Garofalo, I think are hilarious. The whole like when Jim Carrey's trying to talk like Renaissance-y, and he's like, "Dost thus have thou a mug of ale?"
Yeah.
like that whole thing.
Our throats are parched.
Right, my friend's been away for a fortnight or something.
I like when he does the Hannibal Lecter impersonation.
Yeah,
with the chicken
which was
shit
all
on his
improv.
face.
That was all improv,
That
and
was
you
hilarious.
can see Matthew Broderick kind of breaking character.
Like
Oh,
he was
emotion.
ever
Way to
in
go.
one.
Yeah, right. Way to go,
You could see
Matthew.
me getting up and going to the bathroom.
But my favorite,
Oh, he's putting shit on his face and not sticking to the script. Oh, look, time for me to go.
my favorite is the 911 call that they.
It's an Asian guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And and the thing is, and it's not Ben Stiller. So there's the theory that Jim Carrey's character killed the other brother. Like he must have been
A preferred customer.
Yes,
Oh.
and he framed the other brother because Jim Carrey is actually the one that recorded that voicemail. And it says, oh my God, my twin brother has been shot. I think it was an Asian gang or something. There was this guy, he looked Asian, and he was speaking another language. I'm pretty sure it was Asian.
See, that would have been better.
Oh, that's
if
hilarious.
that's
Right.
like an actual thing, they should have brought that out. That would have been funnier.
I thought that was so
Yeah,
fun. Just like that Sean, it's like the Menendez
Yeah, the
brothers.
Menendez
combined,
brothers.
but
Yeah,
into
I love
like
that.
Yeah.
I like they just keep cutting
What's
back to
the
it.
whole thing? The jousting scene was they have Pepsi in medieval times.
Yeah.
What
But,
is
they
it?
have
Oh,
forks and
because he asked
knives.
for forks and knives. This is medieval times. They did not have
No,
forks
but
and knives.
what does she say when when she responds to his Pepsi?
So
Yeah,
he
that's
says
what
the
he's
Pepsi
saying.
comment, and he goes, and she goes, dude, I have a lot of tables.
Yeah, I'm going with that. That'll be my
Yeah.
actual quote because
Yeah.
I did chuckle at that. I'm
Yeah,
like,
me
way to
too.
stick it to this asshole.
Yeah.
Janine Garofalo.
I'm going with
Brian?
that. Yeah,
Oh, that
no,
one?
because I did laugh at Janine Garofalo
Yeah.
at that one. That was funny. That
then
was
it-
genuinely funny.
Then he stopped.
And
Cable
she's
Guy
like
and
so
watched
miserable
the Truth
being
About
there.
Cats and dogs
Yeah.
instead.
It's like, dude, don't bust my balls. It's my job.
Yeah, we've all been there.
There-
We've all been.
There were no knives and
working
forks in
it.
medieval times, therefore there are no knives and forks here at
Were they
medieval
eating
times.
mutton?
Oh, but
Did
they had
have
Pepsi.
They're
mutton?
chicken,
They're eating
yeah.
chicken.
Oh, but they have Pepsi? Dude, I get a lot of tables.
I like that.
I got a few.
Go ahead. That's fine.
So I actually think this is a very good quote. It's when he's scaling the top of the tower with the girl, and he says, "You know the trouble about real life. There's no danger music."
Yes.
And then he starts making his own danger music, which I thought was fun.
Of course he did.
Of course.
I thought that part's hilarious.
No, it wasn't.
It's so funny. It's hilarious. This movie's hilarious, everybody. The voicemails they get funnier to me, but in the last voicemail where it's just like, oh shit. And then it just hangs up. I laugh hysterically every time. And my favorite line, it's from the basketball scene when he calls traveling, and then he says, "Oh, I see. We're playing prison rules, huh?" I think is fucking hilarious. We're playing prison rules, huh? And then the Ultimate thing, I wrote the whole thing. I'm not going to say it because you said it earlier. But I think that whole right before he starts singing is genius.
Yeah.
I like how he breaks that basketball board and all the glass shatters all over everybody, and no one thinks to beat the shit out of him.
Oh, I know. They all look like they wanted
that
to.
was a mistake.
People. They're
Like
like
normal
adults.
people.
They're all just like adults, regular people.
The stunt guy got fired for that.
Oh, it wasn't supposed to break.
It was supposed to break, but it was supposed to break the opposite way. It was supposed to break
shatter out.
Oh, yeah,
And
because
it
that
didn't.
glass is hitting all
So
of
it
them.
fell all over his stunt double. So the guy, not the stunt guy, but the effects guy, like the practical effect guy that set it up, got fired on the spot.
Well, that's
Nice.
too bad.
Now I hate this movie even more.
You should like it. They got rid of someone dangerous.
It's
They,
an
yeah, but Jim
accident.
Carrey's still there.
John Landis didn't
Broderick
get fired
is
for
still
cutting somebody's head off. They fired the basketball
Well, he
guy?
wasn't flying the helicopter. That's different. That's a different thing. Apples and oranges, helicopters and
Basketballs and
hoops.
heads.
That's true. Yeah. Plus, it was Matthew Broderick, not Vic Morrow. There's a big difference. People liked Vic Morrow, and everybody was like, "Oh, glass, shattering glass."
People like
hitting
Matthew Broderick. He got away with murder.
Yeah.
Somebody liked him. He ruined any chance of there ever being a cool Inspector Gadget.
Oh, don't even get me started on that.
That's what I've been thinking about ever since his name got popped up earlier. It's like, oh man, we could have had a cool Inspector Gadget.
Fuck
Wait,
that.
who played him in the sequel? It wasn't because it
John
wasn't Broderick.
Stewart.
No,
Not John
Oh,
Stewart.
no, French Stewart.
Wrong
French Stewart played him.
Mustard.
Yeah.
The answer is mustard seed. No. What does he say? Not mustard. Mustard comes from mustard seeds. That's the correct answer. The answer, of course, is.
Oh, that's the Jeopardy SNL one.
Remember
right?
French Stewart? He was the thing.
Oh, yeah, he was the thing.
He was kind of funny on Third Rock from the Sun.
Kind of.
Yeah, that was a funny show. I thought that show was funny.
I
You
guess
know,
so.
like John
John
Lithgow?
Lithgow, man.
Oh, I know
Yeah.
the show. I like the show.
Yeah.
I like John Lithgow.
Jane Curtin.
Jane Curtin. And that's
That's
it.
her name, Jane Curtin.
Kristen
Yeah, she was
something.
It was okay.
What about a young Joseph
Yeah,
Gordon?
Yeah,
I didn't like
Gordon
him.
Levitt.
Didn't
You didn't
like
like
him.
him?
There was a
With
punk in there.
With his
He was
long,
a
Cut
long
your
hair.
hair, kid.
He
You're
was
a hippie.
Hippie, yeah. I
Yeah.
agree.
Oh, I like all my young
Wear a
actors
belt
to look
and-
like Johnny Unitas. No.
Listen to some good music.
All right, gentlemen.
Kill you to play a little Foghat once in a while.
That was a great performance.
That was.
Jim Carrey at the MTV Awards.
Oh, so good.
Genius.
Well, it's a good thing it was funny there.
All right, how does it stack up? Ben Stiller movies, Jim Carrey movies, Stalker movies, dark comedies. What will we put it up against? How do we think it stands up?
And the bottom for all of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you fools. Fools.
Fools, I tell you.
There were better Ben Stiller movies, there were better Jim Carrey movies, and there were better Stalker movies, so I
Yeah.
agree with Mark.
There are only a handful of better Ben Stiller movies. There
That's
are only
enough,
a
though.
That's
handful.
still-
Push it
that's still
down
enough.
in the bottom.
I think it's probably towards the top of the middle for Jim Carrey movies. And for Stalker movies, I think it's up there.
So
I
lower
think it's-
top.
I would put it in the middle of Carrey movies.
Yeah.
No, I might put it higher because there's probably more that I don't like than I do like of Carrey movies.
All right, so
And
we're all in.
I haven't seen like a new Jim
we're
Carrey movie in a
divided.
long fucking time. I think the last new one I saw was, I saw Sonic the Hedgehog, but that's because it was Sonic the Hedgehog. But before that, it was probably like The Majestic, which is fucking beautiful. There's a beautiful film.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I forgot about that movie. That's a
See,
good
that's
one.
another
It's
one.
amazing.
That
That's
means
another
cable
one of those
guys-
like.
Now I want to watch that movie.
That's another one of those movies where you're like, oh shit, Matt Damon was in this
Matt Damon.
because he's in
that's
every
right.
fucking
Yeah.
movie in the '90s.
Yeah.
He's in every movie.
He's in like 3 golf movies.
Yeah, you're like, oh, Matt Damon's in this fucking movie.
He wasn't in Romeo Must Die.
He might be.
No, he
for a
wasn't.
second.
Not at all.
He's the football.
No.
Matt Damon.
That would be hilarious.
I would put this at the top of directed Stiller movies. Yeah, that's not my favorite. I mean, Tropic Thunder is taking the
Tropic Thunder is an
going
awesome
number one
movie.
for me, but this might be like 2 or 3. MVP of the film?
The soundtrack. A lot of great music.
Very good.
Awesome
That's
soundtrack.
a very good soundtrack.
Brought back some great memories. Unlike the film.
I always like that about Ben Stiller. I feel like he's using good movies.
Good music.
Good,
Yeah.
Primitive
good
Radio
music.
Gods, Rob Zombie.
You know, like
And,
Reality Bites had a great soundtrack.
The
this has a really good
the
soundtrack.
basketball scene was awesome because it was filtered.
Oh, yeah. Hey, man, nice shot. Yeah. Awesome.
How could you not like that?
That's me doing filter.
That was
Pretty good, right?
No, it was all right.
My
Don't tell me
mouth
to
is-
shut up when you ask a question and not let me answer it, dude.
The soundtrack, very good.
Fuck off. Ow! Go ahead.
I'm going with Carrey. I know you guys disagree, but the movie doesn't work without his performance. I think he's deranged and scary, while also at times being humorous and at times being sympathetic. Really, there's some moments where you almost you kind of feel for him.
Maybe in the flashback.
Yeah,
but he's not on screen.
You know who that is?
Who?
His mom? Because when she walks away, I'm like, oh, she's kind of hot. It's fucking Kathy Griffin.
Oh.
Oh, really?
Now I hate this movie even more. You guys are
But she's got like body
You're not
karate.
helping your case.
She walks away. I'm like, that chick's got body karate, and then I'm like, Kathy Griffin.
Well,
God
I
damn.
got a brother. You promised me. Well, yeah, it's happy.
I'm going to go work on it now.
God.
You were like, oh, she's not bad.
No, I
But you didn't see her.
Oh,
you
she's
don't see her
fucking
face.
banging that Kathy Griffin. She's
Yeah.
banging.
Why do I
Telling
sound like
you.
Archie
She
Bunker?
slaps.
Shut that.
She slaps?
She was
What?
looking.
Is that young people talk?
that's what they're-
I've never heard that.
I've said it on the show.
Yeah.
I don't
You
listen
guys
to
have
you.
joked about.
You've heard it from Derek.
I'm
many
pretty
times.
sure you put it in the script for the Christmas thing, didn't
She
you?
slaps?
No, slaps. Just like
That is so fetch. Gretchen, stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not going to happen.
when something cool or it's good. It's,
I've never
slaps.
written that in a script, ever.
He's not taking credit for it. So
I'm not taking credit for I would.
it's denying. It's denying.
He wants no credit for that one.
I don't need it. My writing genius.
Brian, what about you?
I don't need it.
Your MVP.
I think I'm going to go with the music because I can't think of anything else.
Stop taking my shit.
No,
The music
dude.
is really good.
No, the
It's
music-
really good.
The music was probably the best part
It
of
was
this
great.
movie.
It's a great soundtrack.
And I wasn't a fan of 90s grunge music, so that says a lot.
Oh,
Oh man! Well, you had
Really?
me until you said, "Come on, Brian." It was
wasn't
the
a fan of
90s.
most things.
I wasn't a fan of 90s grunge. Man. That's all right. That's fair. I
Enjoy.
went Carrey too, but
Yeah.
my runner-up would have been the soundtrack. But I'm going Carrey because I think he's having a whole lot of fun. Does it make your rotation, Mark?
Gee, let me think. No, not at all. Never again, unless you guys are like, watch this, and we promise you we'll watch
And
Alligator
you wouldn't
2
recommend
right
this to
after.
anybody?
Would I recommend it? Yes, I would. I
You
would.
would.
I'd say if you like Jim Carrey and you like his shtick, yeah, watch it.
Okay,
Totally. Y'all don't know me.
that's fair.
I as much as I like the movie, I probably wouldn't.
You don't watch it that
I wouldn't
often.
return to this movie unless I had to.
Oh, I'm
Wow.
shocked. Wow.
Yeah,
You
the way you've been
surprised me.
talking it
No,
up all
I mean
night.
it was an enjoyable movie. There's lots of enjoyable movies that I mean,
Had you
you
seen
wouldn't
this
know it
before?
from my Voodoo account because I buy fucking everything I see.
He doesn't watch it.
But I know
Yeah,
I
you
don't.
don't watch them.
It's
You
sad.
buy them, but
There's
don't watch
so
them.
many movies that I need to watch.
It's extensive. It's quite
But-
the collection.
I'll tell you one movie
you
he's
know.
not buying. It's a little movie called Hard Target.
I'm working on it.
Working on it. You've had 10 movies put up on that
I
fucking
hope you
account.
buy every movie but Hard Target. Is the thing. I hope that's the only one you
He
never
will.
buy.
You don't have to hope. He's
That's
going to
what
do
he's
it.
doing.
Yeah.
Every John Claude movie.
He bought
except for
like
Hard
3
Target.
Elizabeth Banks movies before he bought Hard Target.
That's right. You
I
did.
saw Pitch Perfect. I saw.
I've
I
had
love
Pitch Perfect movies forever. I've always
That
had
movie's
those.
great. Does it make your rotation, Brian Ramsey?
No.
In case you forgot your last
No.
name. Brian
No,
Ramsey.
Not at all.
Not to be confused with Brian.
Never again.
It took me
Ovaltine.
30 years to watch this movie, and I only watched it because of this podcast, and I don't think I'll watch it again.
Oh, we
The,
won.
the things we do for this show, we won. That's right.
And the podcast
Don't
won
worry, Brian. We'll get him back.
because of it.
We'll get him back.
You already
May's,
have.
May's coming up.
We're fucking way behind. What are you talking about? We have a lot of catching up to do. We're gonna watch Mario Brothers. And we're gonna watch...
Oh, no.
We did watch Mario
Yeah,
Brothers.
we did.
We did.
we
It's
did.
I was on
done.
that episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice try.
That was a
Yeah.
pandemic one.
Oh, you know what?
so-
We got to watch Labyrinth. Oh, sorry, Derek.
Are we sure that we said everything we wanted to say about it, though? Could we have a part 2?
What, about the Labyrinth?
The Revisited?
Actually, kind of. After hearing Entertainment Rants do their
Yeah,
show,
I
which
know.
that was a hilarious episode, by the way, guys. I want to talk more about it. They brought up some stuff that I'd like to
We should revisit.
maybe someday we'll revisit it.
Bowie's
Yeah.
codpiece.
The
Yeah.
Revisited.
We'll bring them on. We'll say, hey, let's combine our Labyrinth powers and our cod pieces.
By your powers combined,
Labyrinth powers activate.
Captain Podcast.
Form of a
This
hoggle.
is like I watch this movie maybe like once every couple of years.
Wow.
Yeah?
All right. Yeah.
I like it. It's funny,
no, yeah.
but it's there's like I'll watch Ace Ventura before I watch this, and I will watch Tropic Thunder before I will see this. So
I will
if I'm in the
definitely watch
mood for
Tropic
either
Thunder
of those
before.
guys,
Yeah.
then I'm going to those movies.
So is this
first,
like a
typically.
hangover movie for you if you're flipping through?
Oh,
your
if it's on
TV or
TV for
whatever?
sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I would stop and watch it if it
and I
was
would-
if I saw it on.
Yeah, if I was feeling super nostalgic,
I would if
I would
there
rather
was
see-
nothing else on.
I would rather see a supercut of all just the funny quotes because there's a lot of
Yeah.
funny stuff in this movie, and then there's a lot of other stuff that
I would like to see or read the
skip
script
past.
or whatever to the original version.
Yeah.
The version I'd like
I'm
to.
sure it's online
Is she a
somewhere.
version? I would like to know where they were going.
She a version.
Shea was in this.
If you made a sequel, how would it go, Mark?
I would reshoot the ending Evil Dead 2 style, where Jim Carrey locks eyes with the medic or whoever's in the helicopter who saves him. I would change that character to a woman, and I would have Jim Carrey start stalking her, only to find she is crazier than him and turns the whole obsessive stalker around, so he's the victim. I would call it Bride of the Cable Guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nice.
Suck it. Thank you.
oh, that's great.
Yeah. See?
Great sequel.
I too would make it a horror movie. I would do a horror movie version where it's less about the humor and more about him being unhinged and obsessive over having a friend. A Fatal Attraction type thriller that ends with him in an asylum in front of a broken TV acting like there's an old favorite show on.
Oh, you guys are sycophants.
I want those, that image. Him just like
Sycophants are
drooling a little
psychopaths.
and laughing and quote like, you're
Lunatics.
Eddie Haskell, you're so funny.
He cuts off his tongue so he's no longer lisping.
He bites it off.
Bites it
Oh,
off, yeah.
dude,
Bites
He
it.
loses the
Yes.
list for a second. I guess punching in the
Yeah.
face.
I know.
That's
Because
the
he has
funny
the
part,
list
too.
because of reconstructive surgery from getting kicked in the face with a metal Kodiak boot.
I would have actually liked him to have died.
Matthew Broderick?
Jim Carrey.
Oh, Jim Carrey.
He wanted to.
If he wanted to
Oh,
go
he did,
dark, he
really?
should have died at
He
the
wanted
end.
to. Originally, there was a version where he falls back and he gets impaled and he dies. And he wanted that to be the closure, like a little bit of redemption in the end for that character.
Yeah.
And the producers were like, "No, you're fucking Jim Carrey.
Jim
we can't.
Carrey. We need money.
There might be a sequel." Which
That would happen today. I think he would die at the end if they made that
I
movie
think
today.
so.
oh yeah.
You got a
Someone would
sequel
kill
for
him.
this piece of shit?
Yeah, no, I don't want to see a sequel. I didn't come up with that.
That's the best answer ever. That's the best answer you could have given. Yeah, I would like to see a sequel to this movie. Only it's an internet provider with a new client, not Matthew Broderick, because he blows. Modern day, incorporate like Facebook and Instagram, have another murder case in the background, maybe like OJ, like a funny version of OJ or whatever.
So OJ Naked Gun, Nordberg.
Funnier
style.
than
Okay,
yeah.
back when he was
Funnier than
funny.
the actual OJ trial.
Cuba Gooding Jr.
That was
plays
pretty
him.
funny.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Don't fit.
but
You
yeah.
must have quit.
It must have quit. But yeah, I would have, it would be about the internet, and Facebook and things.
It's all about the intertubes.
He really fucks with his
Update.
life.
Update.
Yeah.
Show.
Bring Jim Carrey back, fine. No Matthew Broderick. Maybe a girl, maybe a guy. Who cares?
Maybe a girl. Maybe a guy.
Why not?
Yeah. All right.
That's it.
Sounds good.
You got a post-credit scene?
Yes. After all the brouhaha that has happened, all the shenanigans, Matthew Broderick returns home, closes the door, and sighs. He goes, grabs a beer, he sits on the couch, and he relaxes with the TV, turns it on, and the cable goes out. And he goes, oh, shit. And that's it.
Nice.
Yeah,
I like
that's,
that.
That's a good little stinger.
Yeah.
He deserves it.
He does deserve it.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck him.
And then a car crashes through the apartment.
Which is weird because he's on the third floor.
Yeah.
He survived.
There's a parking garage next to it.
I'm
That's all.
Thanos, damn it, I can do what I want. Sorry, go ahead.
Mine would be the EMT at the end, getting off shift to find Chip waiting for him outside, setting up like the whole new obsession because they kind of tease that. And
They do.
You got one over there, Ramsey?
Yeah, they're both at medieval times again for some reason, but they're using real weapons and they both kill each other.
That's good. The helicopter explodes and lands on top of him.
Fucking Janine Garofalo comes
Everybody
over and dumps
dies.
Pepsi on them.
That's actually funny. That's good.
Mine is not guilty verdict. They cut back to the trial, and he ends up.
Oh, you finally
okay,
find out
that's
what
right.
exactly happened.
he's
Yeah.
not guilty. Which I like if it was
yeah,
Jim Carrey's character who actually killed the brother.
Mm-hmm.
Asian gang. That part's so funny. That's the cable guy.
That's the cable guy. All right, so we're divided on this one. So see it.
Really?
Don't see it. It's up to you.
I thought we all liked it.
What, Tito didn't like it?
What's making our geek flag fly, gentlemen?
You're first.
I'm first.
You're first for everything.
Can you go hand me that book over there?
Oh,
you left your geek flag in the other room.
I did. Tito took it away because I'm actually.
Oh, you handed it to me. I didn't want to forget it.
This is my geek flag. I finally read because I started reading Doomsday Clock when it was coming out in issues, but then the issues started coming out further apart for whatever reason, and a lot of people fell off of this series because of that.
I think I read like the first 4 issues, and then
Derek said the same thing. Well, I've got the trade, folks. I read the whole thing. It is phenomenal. If you are a fan of Watchmen or the DC universe, if you weren't a fan of the New 52, a fan of Rebirth, want to see how Dr. Manhattan plays with all of this, check out Doomsday Clock. It is an awesome read by Jeff Jones. The art by Gary Frank is spectacular. It's another book that really makes you realize, and just how important Superman is in the DC universe again, like they do in Kingdom Come.
Right.
I find that many of the epic DC stories center around like why you would need Superman and why others need Superman, even if they don't realize they do. That's what Dr. Manhattan explores. That's why he goes into the DC universe. And even if you're not a Superman fan, it won't make you like him better, but it'll make you appreciate why he has to be, the center of the DC universe and how he started it all. The whole superhero genre in comics. And it's done really good. Jeff Jones is writing, and this is fantastic. I like Watchmen. I like the movie, the book, and I'm a big DC fan. So check it out. I really wish. I know we're getting a reboot of the DCEU. I don't know why we're not doing it this way. Well, I know why, because Warner Brothers has its head up its ass. But if I had my way, if I could work my will, I would take Dr. Manhattan and reboot the whole DCEU the way Jeff Jones does it in this book, bringing an end to the New 52 and into Rebirth. It is awesome. I highly recommend reading it.
Nice.
And that's basically what I got.
Very cool.
Ted Lasso season 3 drops today, and thanks to my mom, I'll have access again to watch it on Apple Plus.
Nice.
I got rid of it a while ago. And season 2 of Carnival Row, which hasn't aired since 2019, is back.
Are you watching it? Because it started about a month ago.
Yeah, it's on episode 8 now. I haven't watched.
Yeah, and Kathy and I watched like episodes 1 and 2, and then fell off it because it's been so long since the first season. It's like one of these. Do I want to go back and watch season 1?
I'm gonna probably rewatch season 1,
especially since this is there's only going to be 2 seasons.
I'm like final season.
Yeah.
But
I tried to watch that show twice. I watched the first 3 episodes twice.
Yeah.
And then I just wasn't
into it.
It's really good. Jared Harris is really good in it.
Jared Harris is good in everything.
Yeah, like he's awesome.
But unfortunately, he's not the main character.
Right.
Yeah.
But Cara Delevingne, I like her. I'm not a big fan of Orlando Bloom, but
I like Cara Delevingne. And I want to like that show. I don't know why. I just couldn't get into it.
I think she looks like an acorn.
Oh, that's interesting.
I agree. She's weird looking.
She looks like an acorn.
Well, that was like Hunters, I think. They just that Pacino show where they hunt Nazis.
Oh yes, yeah.
They released the
same
second
thing,
season,
and I tried to watch the second
season.
season exactly, and it was like 5 years in between seasons. It felt like.
But I heard it's good.
What, the Hunters?
Yeah.
I'll get caught up on it.
Really good.
I really like the first season. That's one I could rewatch.
Yeah.
That's one I could rewatch and then get into the second one.
I have to see both of these, actually.
I love the premise.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Brian, how about you speaking your geek flag?
So The Last of Us finally, the finale, wrapped up this past Sunday. It was an awesome first season. I'm looking forward to the second season, even though people are saying that there's things that happen in the second game that were probably going to be incorporated into the series that are really divisive, which I don't know anything about, and I don't want to know about as long as I can hang on to it. Tito, I took a hint from you last week. I watched 6 Underground, and then
we were talking about this earlier.
And then I watched Extraction because it was recommended afterwards, and it's another direct to Netflix movie.
Who's in that one?
Chris Hemsworth.
And it was really good.
It's Liam I don't like.
Yeah, no,
Chris.
this is Thor.
Chris is the good one.
Thor.
Liam is your son.
Yeah,
Son of
it's
a
good. So I watched that and I really liked it. And Cocaine Bear.
You saw it.
Cocaine Bear I
I
saw
gotta see
last
this movie.
night.
Nice.
I went to go see Cocaine Bear with my dad and my brother, and it was phenomenal. And I'll tell you how much I liked it.
Oh, you saw it. You were talking about last
He
week.
watched it last week. I watched it last night. And I came home after the movie.
Bought it.
And I bought it because I was going to watch Cable Guy because in preparation for tonight's show, and I had never seen it. So I fired up the Fire Stick. And what was on the splash screen was Cocaine Bear. Rent or buy. And I'm like, well, how much is it? And I'm like, oh, $20 to buy it. And I'm like, shit, I'm going to watch this again. I immediately bought it, like right after coming home from watching it in the movie theater. That's how much I like Cocaine Bear. It's a phenomenal movie.
It is awesome. It is a lot of fun.
I was saying earlier, there's like 5 or 6 movies I really want to see right now.
Probably one of the most fun times I've had at the movie theater in a long time.
Yeah.
There's not enough of those.
I'm buying it.
No.
That's what I'm talking about.
serious.
Like it's a I mean it's semi-based on a true story, but like something kind of original, something kind of quirky, something like
new. Yeah.
I didn't realize that Ray Liotta was in it. His last
Ray Liotta.
his
he
last
was in the
movie.
trailer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That kid, the daughter's really good too, but the daughter's friend, that kid is a riot.
Yeah, he
I
is.
hope he what a good actor.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah.
And he reminded me of somebody too, and I can't remember who he reminded me of.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Another like child actor. I'm like, holy shit.
Good movie though.
Yeah,
I gotta
really
say
good
it.
movie.
Check it out.
Oh well. I got I don't know why I was on Netflix. I know why I was on Netflix, but all like the DC CW shows are on there.
Yeah, okay.
And I was like staring at it, and so I watched Crisis on Infinite Earths. I watched the entire thing.
That's good.
And it was really, really good. I watched the Elseworlds one too. That was like a setup for it.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. And then I was like randomly bouncing around watching different episodes. But yeah, I thought that was really good. I remember I watched the first 2 episodes and then I just never got back to it. So I watched them recently and it made me remember. My wife was like, "Oh, I remember these shows," because we used to watch Arrow
and Legends, right? Didn't you watch?
Yeah, Legends.
Yeah.
But my wife loved Arrow. We both did. We up until like season 3 or 4, we were like all the way in all the time, and even Flash.
That's about where I fell off of Arrow.
That's where I fall off most shows. Is like season 3 or 4. I just kind of give up.
Yeah.
My wife continued to watch Arrow though, but I was done with it after like season 3.
Yeah, I kind of quit.
Yeah.
And the other CW show, because I was watching CW shows, I went back to watching Supernatural, and I watched all of season 14.
Oh my god!
Because I was like, I'm going to finish this show. And season 14 is not too bad. The other thing is a show on Hulu. I think it's from like 2019, Monsterland. Did anybody ever see this?
No.
So it's a anthology show.
Oh no! Yes.
I did.
And it takes place in the apartment building or something, or the
So
first episode does.
The
or?
first episode is with a woman with like a little kid who's like really behavioral.
Yeah,
And
I saw this. I saw one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a bunch of.
It's foreign though, isn't it?
No.
No.
It's in an
English?
American series.
Is
Yeah,
it?
as far as I know.
Monsterland.
It's called Monsterland. It was on Hulu. I don't know if they're gonna make a second season, but I watched like half of the first season so far. And it's one of those shows where like there are monsters in the show, but the monsters aren't the monsters. The people are the monsters. And they have some really kind of fucked up storylines. But the setups are really, really cool where you think the monster is going to be the bad thing, but really it's the person that is the bad thing. Which I thought was
I like
kinda
stories
cool.
like that.
And like kind of topical. There was one that I saw that was like this kid, it's about shadow people, and he has one in his house, and he joins this online group that is very like
conspiracy oriented.
Yeah, and it turns into this like, it's weird. Like they hate shadows and they want to kill shadows, so it has this kind of like racist undertone to it, because the end is really fucked up.
Okay.
But it involves the shadow, and the shadow is actually a real thing. Like the shadow is in the guy's house and it's bouncing around. And that I was like, Jesus, this is the kind of show it is. But it's good. It's really good. It's a good show.
Nice.
And it's an anthology. They're like 40-something minute episodes. It's fun though.
Cool.
Monsterland.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Nice.
All right. Stuff. Awesome stuff, guys. Good job. And that will wrap it up for this episode of Three Geeky Dads. If you enjoyed this episode and would like to become obsessed with us, because we're worth being obsessed over.
We damn
And
are.
if you want to go back and find out any time I use the word slap it in any way, or slap, or whatever the hell you're talking about.
Catchphrase.
Brian, where can they go?
They can go to www.theslap.com. That's www.3gdpodcast.com. That's www.3gdpodcast.com. And as Mark said, you'll be able to find all of our past episodes there, along with one-click buttons where you will be able to easily subscribe to us. If you're not already a subscriber, smash one of those buttons to the podcast platform of your choice, and you'll never miss an upcoming episode. All of our social media links are there. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and our audio portion of the show it can be found on YouTube. And our email links are there. Our Ko-fi page is there. If you would like to make a small donation, a large donation, anything you can give will be greatly appreciated. Helps keep the show going. And as always, everybody out there, thank you for listening.
Excellent job. Good job, Brian. Very informative.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're on the ball with this. So until next time, for Three Geeky Dads, this is Mark.
This is Derek.
This is Brian.
This is Tito.
Saying good night and thank you, and keep watching the skies, because they sure as hell are watching you.
On cable.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
In case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
You could hold that for a while. That's good.
I can hold my breath for a long time. I do. So how you gonna?
All right, so I'll be
present
like,
this joke to me.
Wow, the old Ramsey place.
Yeah.
Never thought they'd get the floors cleaned after in here after what happened.
Why? What happened?
Oh, they had a lot of cats. You gotta say. You gotta say, oh, why? What happened?
Okay,
like you gotta say it like you're horrified.
Oh, okay, all right.
There was some horror in there.
Okay,
you know?
gotcha.
Gotta lead the audience down the blood path.
All right, I needed some motivation. Okay.
They had a lot of kids.
Well,
They
why?
really only had one.
What?
Gandalf.
Why? What happened?
Yeah,
Oh my God!
Terror. Yes.
What?
Give me the terror, Mark. Show me terror.
Clean
You guys
show.
ready?
Tito would like a clean show too.
Okay.
Tito and I have
I'm not gonna
found,
swear. I'm not gonna
have
swear
found
tonight.
Jesus, and thank you.
I'm not gonna swear.
Look, it's on. Look at that shit.
I'm waiting.
See?
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
For the... Sure.
Right. Even when you try to look menacing, it's adorable. Want to hurry it up?
What did that wall ever do to you? All right. Wow, the old Ramsey place. Never thought they'd get the floors cleaned in here after what happened.
Wait.
Really? Really?
What?
Why? What happened?
I was about to act horrified. You didn't let. I was gonna go. I was gonna go.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I heard you say wait. I thought maybe you
No,
forgot what you...
I was
Like
gonna
you were
go.
line.
No, I was gonna go. Wait. What do you mean? You didn't give me a chance, you mook.
Okay, all right. We'll do it again. Sorry. I thought you were fucking like.
I had it. Oh
drawing a
man,
blank.
I was in the zone.
I thought you were
and
drawing
then
a
along
blank.
comes Derek.
He was in the zone. Big Z shaved into your phone, man. When I see the word foreskin written on a piece of paper, I laugh hysterically every single time.